Today, I'm going to show you how to set up your show to accept Bitcoin from your listeners.
The School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
In this video, we're going to talk about setting up this show to be able to be listed in the podcast index so that the listeners can pay the producer, that would be me, via Bitcoin. And so just a couple quick things. This particular podcast is hosted on Libsyn. You don't have to host on Libsyn, but I just want to point out something, because if I go here into Libsyn under settings and go to podcast settings, you need to know what email address is associated with your feed. So in Libsyn, that's under your podcast settings. If I go back to settings, the other thing you will need is your RSS feed. So if I go here to RSS feed, and again, these are both under settings, and you can see here is my Libsyn Classic feed. Depending on the host you're using, it'll be someplace different. You can just contact their support and say, what's my feed? But when I click on edit, there's a little clipboard here in Libsyn, and I can click on that, and it adds this link to my computer's memory. So I can come over here to the podcast index. So what I did is I typed in Leading the Bleeding, and then I clicked on my show, which brought me to this page. And you'll see here that if you put your mouse over this little button here that says RSS feed, in the bottom left-hand corner, it's showing that this is looking at my Libsyn RSS feed. So I'm already in here, but I need to set this up so that a certain amount of code is in the RSS feed in the podcast index, because apps such as these can go in and actually, like Fountain, for example, there are a bunch of these, Podfriend. These apps can actually stream Bitcoin to the producer. So here's my show. Here's the lightning bolt. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and it says it's going to claim this feed in the Podcaster wallet. Now, this screen might look a little different for you than me because I've already got an account on Podcaster Wallet. You may have to set one up and verify your account with your email and such. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and click on the little lightning bolt. And it's letting me know, hey, this podcast feed is already entered in the form. You just need to enter the email address that is listed as the owner within the feed. That's why I showed you why you need to know what email address is in your feed. If you're using Anchor.fm, you want to go to your show, and then under the settings here, under podcast availability, that will bring up this page, and you want to make sure to come down, and you'll see an option that says make sure to save your changes, but you want to display the personal email address. Otherwise, they're going to send it to some sort of Anchor email that's supposed to come to you, but typically doesn't. And then you would change that and then come down and click, or go up in this case, and click on save. So if you're using Anchor, you want to display your email address, because that's when we go to podcastindex.org and it goes to verify your account. That's the email that it's going to send it to, and you don't want that to be some sort of flaky Anchor email. So here I am. I've submitted my feed. It's letting me know. Be aware, again, that Anchor and SoundCloud, so that's why I just showed you that bit about Anchor. And when I click on OK, it's going to take me to my page, in this case for Leading the Bleeding, and it shows that, hey, here's the RSS feed, and it says put in the email address. So I'm going to put in the one that's associated with my particular show. In this case, I'm going to say I'm a human, which is going to make me go through CAPTCHA. And I'm not going to make you watch that. So I've passed the CAPTCHA test, and I can click on Next. So we get this message, check your email for a verification link. You'll need to click that link to continue, yada, yada, yada. So here I got the email. When I click on this link, it asks me to log in. So I've already got a Podcaster Wallet account. This is where I said that mine would be a little different. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. And there is my Leading the Bleeding options. So as I record this on September 6th, 2021, Sphinx Chat is an option, but right now the people at Sphinx are involved in other things. So we're not recommending that one. There is, if you are super geeky and want absolute all the different options, then you could actually make your own node. Now, right now, I'm using this as an option, but I'm not recommending it. It costs $17 a month. The one that seems to be the easiest, and that's what we're looking for here. But those are the pros and cons. This one right now, the people behind it are kind of taking a break. Here, the node one will give you tons of options, but most of them you don't really need. And then we have this one, the Satosshis.stream service. So that's the one I'm going to click on. So here you can see it says find your podcast on podcastindex.org. Click the lightning bolt, which we just did. Enter the details on Podcaster Wallet, then add Satosshis.stream as a custom node. And then you have this long stream, and then install Telegram. And it's letting you know that, hey, by doing this, when you remove money from your wallet here, from Satosshis.stream, they're going to take 4%. But that's some people might say that's, the bad news, but it's not really that bad. The good news is you don't have to manage your own node. They are taking care of all that technology. All that learning curve is taken care of. So we need to, we're at this point, add Satosshis.stream as a custom node. So here I am in my Podcaster wallet. We're working on leading the bleeding. So we had those 3 options and they just said, add a custom node. So I'm going to click on add a custom node. So I go ahead and click on that, and it says, all right, add the Lightning node pub key. So I go back to my directions, and I'm going to copy this want to make sure we just get this. So I've got it. I'm going to right click on it and choose copy, making sure I don't have anything else selected. So now I go back to my Podcaster wallet. It's asking for my node key. So it looks like there's something there, but there's not. I'm going to right click and choose paste. There's my node. Now I'm going to, just to be clear here, I'm at 03. I end at A4. So I'm going to go back to here. I start with 03. I end with A4. Yep. So I don't have any extra characters, and I can click on OK. And you can see it's made this code. That is the code that is in your RSS feed here on the podcast index. So here I am in the podcast index, and you can see now I've found my show, and I now have this on my listing, which is, hey, this is now enabled for value via the Lightning Network. So I've still got my directions open. So I've got here's my Podcaster wallet. I've got my directions, and then way over here, I've got the podcast index. So here we are. We've done steps 1 and 2. We're down to step 3, which is install and open Telegram. Now I'm going to give you a tip here. Right now on this page, if I click on this, I will lose my directions. And not so much lose them forever, but it doesn't open in a new window. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on this and choose open in a new tab. And when I do, I get to this page and it says don't have Telegram yet. Try it now. So I don't really want to talk with the Satosshis.stream bot because I don't have the software yet. So I'm going to click here, and you can see it runs on just about everything. Android, iPhone, Linux, Mac OS, everything. So in this case, since I'm on a computer, I'll go ahead and choose Telegram for PC. But obviously, you're eventually going to want to throw this on your phone. But for now, for this demonstration, I'm going to say put this on my PC. And it's going to go ahead and do this. So I'll download the 64 version. So here I've set it to go to my downloads. There it is. My antivirus is scanning it to make sure it's not got a virus in it. So I'm sure that's fine. And I can go ahead and just click here on my download, and it will start the install process. Microsoft is a little nervous. I'm going to say install it anyway. And it's saying select the language. I will say English in my case. It's asking me for a destination. For me, I install my programs on my D drive, not my C drive, but you can keep yours on C if you'd like. I will click on next. It's going to ask me set up a shortcut. Sure. When in doubt, just say sure. Click on next. It's letting me know sure. It's installing the software. It's exciting. Progress bars are always a treat. And now it's going to launch Telegram. So back here in our directions, it said install and open Telegram. Well, I've done that. And start a conversation with @StreamStatBot. So I'm going to highlight that name here in case I need it and copy it and follow the directions to claim your feed. So I'm going to click here. There's our good friend Telegram. I'm going to start messaging. Scan for mobile Telegram. Well, while I'm here, I'm going to install this on my phone. Okay, for that last screen to work, you have to install the Telegram app, then go into the app and click on the option that says, I believe it's devices, scan QR code. Then you point that at that, then that's kind of unlocks this on your PC. I would not call that simple. But at any rate, this is now open. I think in the future, I will probably be using this on my phone and only my phone. But I'm going to right click now. Remember, I had the bot there, or so I thought. Yeah. So here, global search. So I'm going to click on that. It says, what can this bot do? Earn streaming Satoshis. Great. So I'm going to click on start because, well, that's my only option. So here, to claim my feed, I'm going to type /claim and then my actual feed. So I'm going to go here back to my Libsyn. I'm going to copy my feed. I'm going to go into my good friend Telegram and type in /claim, then a space, and I'm just going to right click and choose paste. If I click on next, in theory, I don't see anything else here. Almost there. Please add below text in one of your recent show notes. Wait some minutes and do the same command to check. So I'm going to copy this, copy selected text, and this is in your recent show notes. So I'm going to go into my Libsyn account, go into my episodes. I've only got the one. I'm going to click on this here, and in my show notes, I'm going to go to the bottom here. Actually, we'll just throw it right here. It doesn't really matter. I will do that. Come down and click on save. It says it's been updated. And according to our good friends at Telegram, it says if you wait some minutes. So we're going to wait some minutes. Right now, it's 2:51. All right, it's been a few minutes. I've got my text in my show notes. I'm going to type /claim, a space, and then I'm going to paste my RSS feed, which I still have in my memory here. And when I click on send, woohoo, your feed is verified. It says, hey, did you add my node key? Here we go again, starting with E3 and ending in A4. If so, you're all set. Well, that means we're all set. If you want, feel free to come talk about Satosshis.stream in this, which you don't need to. And that is cool. Now it says type listing to see your earnings. So if I type in /list, not listing, and click send, survey says I have earned 0 sats. But you can see leading the bleeding, the intersection. So there's my show. And at that point, I'm done. From here, you want to direct people to newpodcastapps.com, which redirects to this page with all these different options where people can listen to podcasts and stream Bitcoin to the podcasters. That's something we call value for value. So there you go. Yeah, a lot of copying and pasting. I think the hardest part was the Telegram QR code thing. I think if I were to do this again, I would just try to do it all on my phone because it took me a while to unlock the desktop. But at this point, you are on that new edge to get paid. And I realize not everybody's doing the whole Bitcoin thing, but when they start to, you are set up to go. You are out there on the bleeding edge. So I thank you so much for watching this particular video. If you're new to my channel, you know the drill. Click subscribe, smash the bell, the whole 9 yards. If you'd like to give me some value, go over to schoolofpodcasting.com/value. And I realize the next video has to be Okay, how do I get my money out of this thing into my wallet? That's another video. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Dave Jackson from the School of Podcasting.com, where I help you plan, launch, grow, and monetize your podcast.